Dr. Mrs. Malti Goel, Scientist Emeritus Jawahar Nehru University, and former advisor, Department of Science and Technology, for the keynote address.
We will have a small presentation, so probably you can see from here. Okay, so I'm going to talk about information technology in environment education, which what I have been doing. My only connection with TV media may be that when in late 60s I built up a radio myself, because being in physics, my specialization in electronics. So I built a radio in 60s, about 50 years back myself, and we used to hear everybody used to see that the radio has been built at home and it is working. Now it's a very common thing. So, but we have been, information technology, as you already heard, it is touching from time immemorial. When the man came on the earth, light was used as a medium of communication, and then several things developed. So let us look at it one by one. Next one, please. Okay, he said there is no country richer than ours in the most precious set of the humankind, and that is the human resource. And this is where the beginning of information technology policies, new beginnings were actually taking place during this time. And in 2009, I just read that India's world's second largest wireless network with 525 million mobile users, which means almost a second person has a mobile. It is a revolution of this kind which has taken place in about less than 25 years, and nobody has thought of it, really. Now, I agree with my previous speaker who said in 1980, I also happened to be in Europe, and I felt the way the trains were run, underground trains and things, we are 100 years behind. We are not going to reach that kind of system in India, but now the things are very different. I think in 10 years, we are going to be at the same place where the Europe was in 1980, maybe 40 years. Next one, please. Okay, just to share with you the tools of information technology, television, long high towers for radio transmission, for TV transmission, web, internet, and use of TV, mobile. And on the right hand side you can see the space. Space technology is the biggest contributor of educational technology programs in our country. Only recently I came to know now that since MHRD is giving lot of funds, the schools are getting programs like Eureka up to 12th of teaching. But what really is happening, actually they need lot of teachers orientation to take these programs to be successful. Otherwise it is blackboard teaching which is more comfortable. So there is lot to be done. I agree with you. The next one, please. Okay. So how is the growth of mobile is been there? It has just been talked that mobile is the god which rings like a bell in the temple. You see on the left hand side, you see the growth of mobile. It is 30% in 2007. 30% of the population has mobile. On the right hand side, you see different regions. India, Africa, the Asian region, they are topping as compared to the other regions. In Latin America, growth in mobiles, and the bottom figure shows you where we are today and where we are going to be in future. You talk of new media. This is the new media actually. Let us see the next one. So we are already talking of the virtual world, and we have the real world which we have now, and the virtual world is taking over the real learning for the future, and that is what information technology for education is. Next one. Okay. So I will give an example of a case study which we had. I will not take much of your time because you're all I've cut short a few things. And in meteorology, you see first discovery in about 170 years ago, the Morse code. Morse code actually changed the lives, and meteorology was one of the first users because people traveling in the ships, they all needed the information about how the conditions are going to be. So Morse code became the popular thing, dots and dashes, something, and today it is the mobile. So Morse code to mobile has taken a jump in about 150 years. Next one, please. Okay, when we talk of environmental education, what it is? Environmental education, atmosphere pollutants, the way we live, meteorology, the biosphere, the plants, plantation, hydrosphere, that is the water, lithosphere, the earth, stratosphere, the ice. All of these, they are integrated in the environmental education. When we talk of environmental education, it is not, it has been there since prehistoric times. Men have been concerned with how is going to get the food from the plants, which place, where to eat, animals. So this is a combination of education. Environment concern about the education, and information technology plays a great role in. I'll just come to it. Next one. Okay. This is about what I said. I will share with you as in the ministry what we have been doing. This is an experiment which is on weather and climate. Participation of youth on real-time field observations to benefit education. Now this is one of the experiment which was on weather and climate. You have to have observation of the temperature, of the wind direction in the on the place, and transmit them to the computer. The concept came from the very fact that when the schools' computers were given to UP, all the schools everywhere throughout India, and the Uttarakhand state was built only at that time in 2002, so the computers were lying unused. So how this program took shape, I must share with you. Next one. Next please. Okay, so what actually happened was that Uttarakhand was a state of the mountainous regions, and in the mountain regions, Uttarakhand got only 8 points of observation. As far as you know that weather is forecasted when there are lots of observations at different distances, and then only we can make use of knowing what is the weather and what is going to be the weather. We need both of these things. So when Uttarakhand came from the UP, there were only 8 points where the observations were being taken, and those were in the hills. Some of them working, and the information from there to India Meteorological Department used to take by postcard. It will come in a week's time, sometime, because that was the way the information were transmitted. Telephones also did not work. I must say that this was the situation. People may not believe, but this was the so. So there were no rainfall data for the Himalayas, who are the source of water for us, who are the source of living. And there was no very detailed information available for that part of the region. And the second point, for its conceptualization was that the computers, use of computers. So what we thought, taking a clue inspiration from a GLOBE program, that let the students use the computers to transmit the information, to take the observation, learn to take the observation, learn to know their day-to-day environment, and transmit the information to a central place. So that kind of data flow was designed where students will take the observation, transmit it to the, store it in a place, then it will be analyzed, visualized, then it will be transmitted to a central place, and then it will be disseminated to the public, and people will come to know about their environment. And I remember teachers telling me that they were so excited, they have never measured the rainfall, they didn't know how to measure the rainfall, and when they measured, they felt so good that they are knowing how much is happening. So it was real-time thing which we tried to do in this particular case. As in Himalayan, which has a scanty weather data, the life was having low energy, dependent on labor, more labor-intensive life. It changed the life in remotest corner. You have no access to except for the satellite, and satellite gives you not ground truth. It gives you up to certain height. So that kind of situation. So we thought of choosing 100 schools from the Uttarakhand state to bring them together into a network approach, connect linkage with the higher academic institutions, and develop a micro-level database on weather and climate for the mountain region of Uttarakhand.